I just doubled the damage of my summons so they can consistently hit millions of damage and enhance my own survivability with one single Paragon node. And the only reason that works is because you convinced me that a certain skill is super useful that I was hating on before. And we're talking about, yes, +6 in Hellbent Commander. I was a denier, but you convinced me in the YouTube comments. And one thing that I always missed about it is it's multiplicative damage. Let me give you a skill rundown, Paragon board, and then we're going to attempt together for the first time ever a tier 65 nightmare dungeon, which either sees my minions get shredded completely, or we finally crack the code for Summoner Necromancer. And yes, we have some news on level 100 Summoner Necromancer versus Uber Lilith along the gameplay. I found this amulet saying 7.4 intelligence, good. Total armor, nice. Willpower, okay. But 3 ranks of the Hellbent Commander passive. I would prefer this to have damage reduction, FYI, but at this point, with the 3 ranks in Hellbent Commander, and that's plus 60% multiplicative damage, with the high roll of Ring of Mendeln, however you pronounce it, drop it in the comments, is Mendeln, is it Mendeln? This is 50% maximum minion life. Then we have minion life here, minion life on this, so that's 3 items minion life already. We have a minion life on the pants, we have... That's it. I missed the minion lives on the chest as well, but you notice like we've like minion life now on 4 items already, and we should be able to do a 65 nightmare without a single minion dying. 60 is the highest I've done so far. I've never attempted a 65. I'm currently at 11,000 life myself, 8,000 armor. We have the very important aspect to boost our damage. Let me give you a very quick skill rundown. If you're looking for the full one, there's the Ultimate Necromancer guide in the description below with a level 1 to 90 guide. We're using Shadow Blight as our main source of damage together with the Hellbent Commander, obviously here. And we're also having the Ring of Mendeln for maximum lucky hit chance. And we obviously use a one-handed wand here as our lucky hit chance giver. Now, it's pretty standard when it comes down to boosting Terror and Gloom as the shadow damages and using Corpse Tendrils with Plague Corpse Tendrils to vulnerable everyone. There's only 1 point in Necrotic Carapace, which is absolutely enough because you make enough corpses. With the 3 points in Amplified Damage together with Decrepify. Keep in mind, my helmet has plus 4 points in Decrepify and it's completely useless because you go from 20% to 23% damage reduction. Like, do not put any bonus points in Decrepify. It is absolutely not worth it. And I'm playing Ghastly Blood Mist for the bonus Blood Mist corpse, but I'm actually not having Blood Mist Explosion. It's just for this making an initial corpse for the Corpse Tendrils, which works extremely well often, and that gets followed up by Blight with Paranormal Blight. But we'll talk more about that. We might actually change Blight for Bone Prison. Why that is? Oh, stay tuned. And now the Paragon board is actually down to 5 complete boards. Yes, hell yes. I finally get the one note that keeps me alive, and that is Scent of Death at the very end. And I didn't need it before, but now I constantly have a 15% damage reduction plus, together with Flesh Eater for the corpse booster. We also have the minions staying alive with Cold Eater for bonus damage, again multiplicative, the armor and the max life. And then we first have the Wither board. I changed the position of the Wither and the Flesh Eater board for the reason that the Wither, we want all the bonus effects happening. On the Flesh Eater, I don't care if I get bonus damage to injured enemies. That's nice, but I don't need it. What I really want is all the Wither boards to have their bonus effect running. Now again, the complete rundown of this can be found in the description below for the Ultimate Necromancer guide. As my aspects, we have the 10 times key passive stack for 100% bonus damage, with the Corpse Tendrils for 20% crit chance plus, with another 60% crit damage. And we're actually at this point at 22% crit chance, 200% critical strike damage plus. And the interesting part is this goes plus 60% multiplicative. And we're having the Golem for the Book of the Dead behind me, which is also 30% multiplicative increased critical strike chance. So they multiply each other very nicely. And we have the Blizzard on the boots. We have minion damage reduction by 20% on the pants, Hell from Below for the bonus corpse explosion, more skeletons, and the most important one, armor gets boosted up to 75%, and that goes over to your minions, giving me around 10,000 armor and reducing my damage taken tremendously. Last but not least, each time the Shadow Blight key passive deals damage, Shadow Blight stacks up to 200%, doing absolutely escalating insane damage that gets multiplied by this damage as well. One thing about itemization to keep in mind is, in the beginning, you were always looking for plus vulnerable damage, plus critical strike damage, and all that kind of stuff on your items. And yes, you're still looking for that on your weapon, kind of. I mean, that's in critical strike damage, vulnerable damage. That's nice. But what you actually have to start looking at from, I would even say from level 80 on, strike all the damage away from your equipment and go for damage reduction. This is right now damage reduction from close enemies, damage reduction from distant enemies, and the darkness skill damage can go away. I don't want it. My pens have damage reduction from close enemies and damage reduction while fortified. Nice. And my boots, for example, have dodge chance against distant enemies, which helps me tremendously to avoid some damage. The only thing I would rather have is damage reduction versus enemies affected by shadow dot damage. That will keep me alive even more. And again, plus total armor percentage is nice. 4 ranks of Decrepify can go away, but I've not found another helmet with plus 10% to armor and maximum life so far. It's so hard to find. Tier 65 Earthen Wound, Empowered Elite Shock Lance, that is hardcore for my minions, and monsters attack faster plus lifesteal. Huh. What could possibly go wrong? Keep in mind, the highest I've done is 60 so far, and not a single minion has actually died in that run. So I'm intrigued to see how 65 is working out. And also, there's a tier 100 clearing Chinese Necromancer, or Korean. I don't know the difference between Chinese and Korean symbols. I'm sorry. Call me weird. And he's been playing Bone Prison together with the Summoner build, which I find very interesting because you don't need the bonus essence that Bone Prison provides, but it still allows you to cage in the Butcher. Yeah, he caged in the Butcher and just murdered him. Consideration. Lessons to be learned in higher nightmare dungeons as a summoner. Really do send in your minions first. AKA, I am using my Blight for that to stand back here and do this. So my minions really do run in, do the first engage, because some random stray shots, I mean, despite having like tons of armor and tons of life, a stray shot can still kill you in some regard. And that's what we're attacking the minions for. That's what we have so much minion life and everything. So we do not run in and eat the initial damage. Because why would we do that? I mean, we want to have our armor ramped up at first. You know, we want to use our aspect to get healthier. So we're then able to just overwhelm the enemy with force. Therefore, really make sure, and that's why I like Blind, to have like your minions engage, because as soon as you start using Blind, your minions actually engage. And yes, I know there's a gate now, and a gate might be single-handedly the worst opponent for a Necromancer to break through. I mean, it's good if there's a lot of opponents here. My Ring of Mendeln triggers very often, so we get this thing destroyed. As you can see, oh no, a suppressor. And this is how our 65 run ends now. No, he's getting frozen. This is working out very well. Gotta look out. Gotta keep him stunned. Gotta keep him stunned. Gotta make sure to not run into his weapons. This is like still the worst case scenario, but the good thing is my mages are inside here with him. But despite my mages being inside here with him, I gotta still look out. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yep. It's good. Like having Blight in these single target situations, as you see, just overloads him completely. And yes, I know before I see it in the comments. Yes, Bone Spear does millions of crits. Congratulations. It's a good skill. I'm happy you're finding joy with it. I'm falling asleep using it, so excuse me if I'm not using. Yeah, your basic lifesteal doesn't really help you. I mean, it's 15%, but 15% is not really much. I mean, not a single minion has died so far, so that's actually reassuring. 1.3 Mendeln. For some reason, my Mendeln has recently risen a lot. I mean, that has a lot to do with my Hellbent Commander being now +6, as mentioned. Which is quite cool. I mean, like standing close to your minions and getting 60% bonus damage. 60% multiplicative bonus damage. I know people make fun of me in the YouTube comments that I keep saying multiplicative so much, but there's just a difference in additive damage, especially if you have multiple damage multipliers, addings, and multiplicative. So I wish to point that out because it's important. Okay, he has shock lands. Lightning Enchanted, I mean. Which is one of the worst for me. But let's dump. Get the minions boosted. Don't take damage. By the way, very good to use Blood Mist. The lucky hit chance is the lowest from your skills. But realistically, if you use Blood Mist into multiple opponents, not only to escape, but also to just trigger lucky hit chance, it is so good. And then suddenly Ring of Mendeln just triggers multiple times in a row. Minions not died yet. Oh, no. We're not going to backstab. Again, topic, have your minions lead from the front. Don't charge ahead. I mean, my pace in higher nightmare dungeons is a bit slower. But again, I'm not doing this for farming, right? I'm doing this right now to just check if I can do it. Oh, by the way, I completely forgot to pop a potion. I'm a bot. I'm actually using the Iron Skin Elixir or the Iron Barb. That is 500 armor plus or 900 armor plus. These are truly the best ones that work out because the armor transfers nicely over to your minions and makes you and your minions even more tanky. Oh wow, that elite just vanished. Yep, that's what I like to see. Use Corpse Tendrils. Corpse Tendrils your best skill to trigger Mendeln. Simple because it hits multiple opponents nicely. And therefore just procs away. Oh no, the worst case scenario for every Necromancer apart from Bone. A single minion. More minions, more chance for lucky hit, more chance for Mendeln, more chance to absolutely obliterate. By the way, I still vote for Mendeln. Ring of Mendeln, not Mendeln. Mendeln sounds so weird. Okay, he's shooting me in the back. Now I gotta somehow make my minions turn around. That would be fantastic if you all would please choose to just look at these guys here. And yes, this is a problem with Hellbent Commander. Like, I want to stand close to them, but right now, you know, everyone is putting down like these lightning orbs. So instead of standing close to the minions, I'm kind of forced to stand a little bit outside to just avoid myself from getting like consistently pummeled by lightning shenanigans. Oh, everyone is stand. Oops. Let's keep spelling corpse explosion. What's happening? Is anyone there? Did they get locked down? Corpse Tendrils. Everything dies. Again, Corpse Tendrils Mendeln proc. You notice it? It's the moment. And this here is also a good dungeon for Necromancer, kind of in general, because the opponents, they're pretty straightforward, right? Oh, wow. They're pretty straightforward. The ghosts can be annoying because they dash. Okay, here's the trap spawn happening. Oh no, they're off. Yeah, that's what I meant. That's what I was waiting for. Know your dungeons and don't get stuck. So now I really want to walk into my minion to get the most out of Hellbent Commander, right? And that's why I'm also not the biggest Hellbent Commander lover, because it's often very hard to get the max out of it. I mean, in boss fights or here, like right now, I can walk in and get a bonus, but like when lightning pillars or something come, not happening. But the combination of Mendeln plus of Mendeln and standing close is obviously like very good. So if you manage to get to your skeletons, if you manage to get to your mages, hog their booties. Okay, we're gonna kill these two. I mean, usually I would just walk past them, but since we're doing this kind of like, can I survive this? You know, can I do this? Can I clear this? You know, I guess I'll just get it done. Attract. Oh, it's the Animus Carriers. No, I forgot which one was the... Oh, no. I thought this one was different. It should still work. This part can be a bit annoying because there are these maggots that are the Animus Carriers. And the problem with these maggots is they can have some absolutely annoying multipliers. Absolutely annoying affixes that really are problematic. And they're fast. They're fast. I mean, as long as no one is suppressor, we're good. Okay, let's head to the left first. By the way, it took me a while to understand that the flesh eaters are actually cannibals. Like, I like, not from their name, but from their overall minion design, I thought they were just barbarians. And not all barbarians are cannibals, right? Well, we're not racist here. Okay, let's, that's what I meant with the maggots. They can be annoying. I'm trying to have like as many minions alive as I fight the maggot, and finally you notice how my things are actually taking damage, because yes, these multipliers, these affixes, these abilities here. Oh, what did you just do? I call them multipliers. They're multiplying their strength. Ooh, if I not look in the camera very much, that's because I have my eyes open, I swear. They're just tiny, I'm sorry. Yeah, that's good. Got him. Hook. Took him again. This time I should be able to stand close to my mages. That should be good. Oh, no. I'm not dying to one mortar. No. Lock him in. That teleport we avoided barely. And you're dying. Stop chasing me. Like, seriously, stop chasing me. Got him. Whew. This is going better than I expected. I'm going to be honest. And I have confidence in my build. Don't get me wrong, but confidence doesn't save you when when you're just not ready yet. You know, simple as it is. Like, if your equipment is not ready, if your playstyle is not ready, if you suck, actually. I have confidence in my build, but I still expected this to go a little bit more bumpy. And this makes me curious about a tier 70, if I'm honest with you. Oops. And then I almost died, so there we go, being curious about a tier 70. Take that curiosity and stick it in your butt until you get the 65 clear for the first time. Okay, stupid cannibal. Minions, murder him. Thank you. Almost get killed by the same guy twice, back to back. Because I'm a cocky bastard. I think we need to head right. I don't want to like go up and end up at the boss fight already. And that's the good thing. This dungeon has a boss fight. So I can also show you a boss fight with this build. Has me very happy. Let me take a sip of my 0-0 Coke. Yeah, that. Oh. Yeah, no drinking. No drinking in dungeons. I mean, absolute basic anti-beginner mistake, Chad. Drinking in dungeons. Ridiculous. Interesting. Use blood mist. And yes, I don't use the corpse explosion aspect. Just make some corpses, so you initially have at least some skeletons to send in first. Because that's the most annoying thing, is coming back as a necromancer. Like, you gotta run into the guys first. Okay, why are you charging me? Like, seriously. There's my minions. There's Dave, Timothy, Jeff, Andy, Tibediah. And you just keep charging me. Uncool. Let's get everything first, like the first wave pulled together. And it's really good to like try to do as much damage as possible to the beginning maggot while everyone is still alive. Because again, this is where I can trigger Mendeln extremely easy. And then you notice that the dude just dies. And there's the other maggot. Okay, lightning enchanted and mortar. Okay, that's okay. He was lightning and fire enchanted. That might be... Oh, and lightning pillars. Ooh. I take everything back. Anyone else in the lightning pillar hater club? Just me? Oh, you really hate me, huh? Official Lightning Pillar haters unite. The biggest problem with these minions and damage over time is that like every damage over time proc kind of tends to proc everything he does. That's why Fire Enchanted is so annoying. Like instead of just doing one damage like Bone Spear, yeah, Bone Spear high, it's kind of like boop 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 boop, damage over time, damage over time. And it's like trigger, 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 trigger. Every single tick just triggers everything. And that's like the worst case scenario for your minions. So I'm kind of like being mean to my minions. By the way, here, for example, Bone Prison could be interesting. Like he gets frozen by my minions with the Blizzard, right? Technically, you don't need the Blizzard anymore in higher Nightmare dungeons. It might be worth it to consider actually dropping the Blizzard aspect and then get the Blighted Bone Prison, where you decide to Bone Prison people, lock them up. But I just like my Blight too much. Then again, I need Blight as like an engager ability. And I mean, Bone Prison would do the same as an engager ability. So that's what I'm gonna like think about. Like, do I want to keep Blight? Because Blight can immobilize, but only 30%. While Bone Prison 100% immobilizes. So there's a thought process there for really using it. Mm-hmm. Okay, now we can stand close to our minions once in a while. Look out that he doesn't kill us. And yes, he's stunned right away. Close to him. Spam everything. Walk away. You ain't, you, oh, yeah, you're not getting me. I mean, he's gonna get stunned again. That's like really the beauty about this build. And also the Blight adds really nicely to this, but bosses, they just don't stand it. I mean, right now we're just waiting for the Mendeln proc. Like truly, oh, ow, 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 ow. I did not see a single, oh, that was the Mendeln proc. And destroyed, ladies and gentlemen. 65 Nightmare. Woo! I like that. That's good. I think we could do 70 next time. I'm confident. Now I know there's some specialists in the comments that are going to say 65 Nightmare, that's not endgame. When you do 80, we'll talk again. Yes, we'll do 80 at some point, but I'm currently level 91 and we did a 65. And I feel very good about it because Summoner Necromancer has its issues and it's working. So I'm so happy to see the end game, late game abilities. And yes, I've seen a Summoner Necromancer with summons do Uber Lilith. Yes, it is a 100% possible, even in the bad state, that they will buff. So rejoice, ladies and gentlemen. If you're looking for the build we're playing here, there's the link. If you're looking for the secrets of the Helltide areas, bottom one. Let's go.